Hey everybody, welcome. I recently purchased this colored plywood. I ordered it online. It's made to order. It's really neat. I'll give you guys a little close-up of it. But what I'm planning on doing, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it up, re-glue it, and make a dizzy bowl out of it. So I don't know if it's going to work, right? But in my mind it's working, but that's a dangerous place to be. So anyway, let's go ahead and start cutting this up. As you saw, I just ripped these up. I have this little piece left over. I'll save that. I'll definitely glue it up and make some kind of blank out of that. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these in half. Oops. What I think I'm gonna do is cut these in half and then glue them in this formation. So let's go ahead and get that done. You saw I just cut this down. I hit this real quick with some 150 just to kind of get rid of any splintering or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and try to glue this up. I got to kind of move fast. I don't want it to start setting before I finish. So let's get this done. All right, I got this glued up. We'll let it dry for a while, and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, flattened that out as best as I could. I cut this one side square. I have this set up to cut 3/4 inch pieces, strips, and that's what I'm going to start making my segments out of. So let's go ahead and start cutting this up. So as you saw, I glued this up, I cut it up, glued it up, cut it into strips again. So I'm going to make my segments out of these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and make a small base out of this wood that I had sitting around. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. It's got some little spalting going on in there. But it'll be like a small little thin base. I'm not going to bore you with showing you that. So anyway, I'll make a quick base out of this off screen, off camera, and then we'll start cutting our segments. All right, this is what I'm going to use for the base. Has some spalting on it, very light colored, little blue staining in there. I can't really flip it. Where I put the hole for my emblem, the little tip of the bit, I'm talking, I have maybe like 120,000 between the bottom and where the hole is. So I kind of filled it with some CA, black CA, just so if I do go through, it'll just be the CA there. But I don't plan on really shaping the bottom anymore. But this will be the base. I put a little texture here. It should look pretty nice. So this is 7 1/8, let's say. So I'm gonna make my first ring at 7 1/4 out of this. I have my wedgie sled all set up. Let me grab my goggles and we'll start cutting some pieces. So I have the first ring all cut up, dry clamped, and I think that looks pretty wild, man. This is gonna be a pretty wild looking piece, I hope. Anyway, there it is, dry clamped. I'm gonna go ahead and glue it up and start making all my other rings. I'll bring you back when all the rings are glued up and dried. This thing looks pretty wild, man. This is gonna be crazy. These are crazy looking. I flattened the sides down on the disc sander. Now I'm gonna go ahead and glue these up. All right, we'll let this dry for a while and then we'll come back and glue the base on and then we'll throw it on the lathe. Okay, this has been drying for about 40 minutes. Should be good enough for me to glue the top on. This is all dried up. I think that looks pretty cool. It's so smooth. Let's get it on the lathe. All right, I have it mounted in the chuck. Seems pretty good. Get my bowl down and I'll start cleaning up the outside.
This is pretty hard. Taking a beating on my my gouge. I sharpened it once again. Just gotta go slowly but surely. Let's continue. All right, I got it, the outside shaped out pretty good. I'm gonna start using my sander from about 60 to whatever, 400, 500, 600, whatever I got. I had to cut off a top layer. There was a defect in the plywood, and it was actually like a hole through the side here. No biggie, I just cut off the top ring. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this up, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm ready to put some sanding sealer on it. Looks pretty cool so far, man. All right, I have this sanded up to like 800. So we're gonna see what it looks like together. Got some denatured alcohol. All right, I'm gonna put some sanding sealer on it now. Oh man, that looks pretty nice. We'll let that dry a while, then I'll hit it with the Axe abrasive paste. Well, everybody, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really like the way this came out. It wasn't without its problems. The top ring, I had to actually cut it off because there was a defect in the plywood. It ended up having a hole through it. The rings, when I glued them up, they were a little off center, so I had to take off more than I wanted to. So I got a pretty thin wall, which is fine. It's just not going to be a utility bowl. But I love the way everything else came out. This colored plywood really made a wild pattern on here. I know in the beginning I said dizzy bowl, but no, it's more like just a colorful, whimsical, almost looks like I don't know, like a bamboo or something like that, but it's really cool. I'll give you guys some close-ups. I got my decal in the bottom. This is like, I don't know, some kind of maple or something, but I think it really kicks it off nice. Thank you guys so much. Like, dislike. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Look down below for my links, my Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, all that good stuff is down there. Like I said, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Shut up and sit down.